Yo crew, first test of the Rudderless OC1. Very interesting. Not a V1, it's an OC1. So, like I probably explained earlier in the video, kind of got the idea I wanted to make a flat water rudder. And I was like, took me back to my rudderless up days. I was like, the fastest rudder is actually no rudder. So, let's see what this does. Alright, let's get it. Yo crew, one other thing I wanted to mention is last time I was here, I put in off of this deck. And boats were out here doing crazy stuff and water's going over the deck. But this thing, the freaking dock ain't even in the water. That's insane. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and stop stalling and get in the water. Yo, what's going on crew? So this is interesting. This is nothing like I thought it would be. It's almost a lot like paddling a whitewater slalom racing canoe, but without the control, the edge control that you got in the racing canoe. Because in this thing I can't, like you see these big corrective strokes still. I guess probably because of how close the arm is, it's still not doing much. But enough of that. I'm going ahead and head back. All right, let's get it. Yo, so what's going on crew? So as you can see, the rudder's back on there. So my thoughts. Rudderless was nothing like the way I thought it was going to be. I paddled a ton of stuff rudderless back, well, even now. But like, used to, that was the only way I paddled to stand up. Because I got into it paddling whitewater sup. And I paddled hardboard. So hardcore rudderless. You could do some cool tricks, cool spins on waves, stuff like that. So I'm used to paddling rudderless. I paddle traditional canoes. None of those have rudders. This, on the other hand, is different. And it still kind of mind boggles me the way that this thing handles with no rudder on it. It's like at lower speeds is fine, but the faster you go, the more it wants to spin out. And then certain times, it kind of just wants to just go a certain direction and keep going. And I don't hammer with the correction strokes and all that kind of stuff. I do that. And I mean, there's my slalom racing canoe right there. I paddle that and I know all about correction strokes. The thing about this is sitting down versus kneeling and not really being locked into the boat. Like, you paddle traditional canoes sitting down, but a lot of times you have foot braces that have like toe straps on them. And you can really get locked into that boat and push and pull and drive with it. This thing, on the other hand, I don't really feel like I have that locked in feeling that I would have in a canoe, like a traditional canoe with foot braces. And I think that's kind of what hampers it when it comes to paddling it rudderless. Because if you look at the way they paddle V1s, and I'm not a V1 expert, so just don't hold me to this, but everything I've seen, the guys will sit down and have one foot stretched out and the other foot pulled back up on under the seat and kind of pushing off that bulkhead or pushing off the side of the boat. And what a lot of the guys are saying is that really locks you into the boat. You don't get that with an OC1. So that's kind of why I guess they need rudders. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. We're going to hit y'all with some more stuff. Alright, so since the rudderless session was so short, we're going to go ahead and head to Pelzer and paddle this thing in the river. Something I've never done before. I've never paddled this Outrigger canoe in a little small river like that, and especially I've never taken it to Pelzer, so it'll be interesting. Alright, let's get it. Yo, what's going on crew? About to be the fastest boat to ever grace this section. Well, let me rephrase that. About to be the fastest non-engine powered boat to ever grace this section of the Salute, unless there's been a fast sailboat in here or something. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this boat does on my race section and where it lines up time wise versus the unlimited sub. So all right, let's get it. You. Yo, what's going on, crew? I never see boats in here. I very rarely see them. I've only ever surfed a wake on this section of river once. That was in a reflection. And then today, bring out the wake surfing machine, get a long wake over there by the Renegade, and then tried to catch this one. He couldn't. He sped up when he seen me. And it wasn't throwing a big enough wake either, so. But enough of that, we'll keep on hammering up. Oh yeah, and look, fall's come early, it looks like. Look at all the leaves just falling. It's awesome. But enough of that, we're gonna go ahead and go to Rapid, turn around. This is supposed to be an easy day, but every time I get in a boat, especially this boat, gotta hammer it. Let's get it. You. Yo, crew, we definitely ain't gonna get to beat the KOM because I'm cramping up something fierce now, full body. Dang it, it sucks. Oh, we have to do it again. All right, let's get it. Yo, what's going on, crew? Hope y'all enjoyed getting out with me this week. It was awesome getting out there, and it was awesome doing something different. But enough of that. Hope y'all have a good week coming up, and I'm going to hit y'all with this week's quote and get out of here. You miss 100% of the chances you never take, because all it takes is just one of those chances. You just got to have faith. You got to step out on faith every time, and eventually one of those chances is going to line up and it's going to pay off. But enough of that. Let's get it. You.